Good day, students. In this video, the self-learning module for Grade 10 Mathematics in Quarter 1, SLA 1 is explained. Make sure you have with you your copy of self-learning activity sheets made by Iligan City National High School teachers for Grade 10 learners. A short reminder before anything else. You are not allowed to write anything in your SLA sheets. Provide another paper or your own notebook for your notes and exercises, and provide a one-whole intermediate paper or a yellow paper or a bond paper of any size, whichever is available to you, to write down your answers and the solutions. We call this your answer bank. The answer bank will be submitted along with returning your learning packets. For Quarter 1 SLA 1, entitled Sequences and Its Kinds. Specific objectives for this lesson are the following. First, learners will define a mathematical sequence. Second, learners differentiate finite sequence from infinite sequence. Lastly, learners list down the first few terms or next few terms of a given sequence. You may refer to your textbook or the learner's material for Math 10 on pages 9 to 10. Let's start. Let's explore the following illustrations. Given a series of figures, first figure is a polygon with 3 sides, followed by a polygon with 4 sides. Then a polygon of 5 sides, followed by a polygon with 6 sides, then a polygon of 7 sides. Do the figures show a pattern? As you can observe, they are all polygons, but the number of sides increases as the sequence progresses. Triangle, quadrilateral, pentagon, hexagon, and heptagon. Can you draw the next polygon in the given series of figures? Yes, the next figure would be a polygon with 8 sides, or simply an octagon. Let's continue. Mr. Santos is planning to buy a laptop for his incoming grade 10 student. To prepare for this, he is thinking of saving 1,700 pesos every month, starting next month. He has already saved 5,000 pesos for this purpose. Question: how much will Mr. Santos has saved after 2 months? What about after 3 months? What about after 4 months? After 5 months? After 6 months? And after 7 months? We can summarize the answers using a table. On the first month, Mr. Santos already saved 5,000 pesos. Since he plans to save 1,700 pesos per month, he will have 6,700 pesos for the second month, 8,400 pesos for the third month, then he will have 10,100 pesos for the fourth month, 11,800 pesos for the fifth month, 13,500 pesos for the sixth month. Then he will have, by the seventh month, a total of 15,200 pesos. Have you observed the pattern? For each preceding months, we just add 1,700 pesos to the existing savings of Mr. Santos. Any such ordered arrangement of a set of numbers is called a sequence. A sequence is a list of things, which usually are numbers, that are in order. Just like, for example, the set of polygons and the list of savings of Mr. Santos a while ago. In the discussion of sequence, we often use some symbols or mathematical notations, just like the following for the terms of a sequence. Small letter A with the subscript 1 is read as A sub 1. This notation represents the first term of the sequence. Next, we have small letter A with the subscript 2, read as A sub 2. This notation represents the second term of the sequence. Next, we have small letter A with the subscript 3, read as A sub 3. This notation represents the third term of the sequence. Next, we have small letter A with the subscript 4, read as A sub 4. This notation represents the fourth term of the sequence. To generalize, we have small letter A with the subscript n, read as A sub n. This notation represents the nth term of a sequence. When the sequence goes on forever, it is called an infinite sequence. Otherwise, it is a finite sequence. Examples: the elements 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on is a very simple sequence. This is an infinite sequence. The elements 1, 3, 5, and 7 is a finite sequence. If we are given the nth term 2n plus 1 and tasked to write its first 5 terms, we have to find A sub 1, A sub 2, A sub 3, A sub 4, and A sub 5. Hence, the values of n to be substituted to the equation A sub n equals 2n plus 1 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to solve for the first 5 terms. We do this in 5 steps. Step 1. Find A sub 1. Substitute 1 to n in A sub 1 equals 2n plus 1. We have A sub 1 equals 2 times 1 plus 1. Because 2 times 1 is 2, we now have A sub 1 equals 2 plus 1. 2 plus 1 is 3. Therefore, A sub 1 is 3, or in other words, the first term is 3. Step 2. Find A sub 2. Substitute 2 to n in A sub n equals 2n plus 1. We have A sub 2 equals 2 times 2 plus 1. Because 2 times 2 is 4, we now have A sub 2 equals 4 plus 1. 4 plus 1 is 5. Therefore, A sub 2 is 5. Or in other words, the second term is 5. Step 3. Find A sub 3. Substitute 3 to n in A sub n equals 2n plus 1. We have A sub 3 equals 2 times 3 plus 1. Because 2 times 3 is 6, we now have A sub 3 equals 6 plus 1. 6 plus 1 is 7. Therefore, A sub 3 is 7. Or in other words, the third term is 7. Step 4. Find A sub 4. Substitute 4 to n in A sub n equals 2n plus 1. We have A sub 4 equals 2 times 4 plus 1. Because 2 times 4 is 8, we now have a sub 4 equals 8 plus 1. 8 plus 1 is 9. Therefore, a sub 4 is 9, or in other words, the fourth term is 9. Step 5. Find a sub 5. Substitute 5 to n in a sub n equals 2n plus 1. We have a sub 5 equals 2 times 5 plus 1. Because 2 times 5 is 10, we now have a sub 5 equals 10 plus 1. 10 plus 1 is 11. Therefore, a sub 5 is 11, or in other words, the fifth term is 11. We are done finding a sub 1, a sub 2, a sub 3, a sub 4, and a sub 5. Therefore, the first 5 terms of the sequence a sub n equals 2n plus 1 are 3, 5, 7, 9, and 11. A sub n equals 2n plus 1 is called the general rule of the sequence. For your exercises, classify me. Directions: classify the following sequences as finite sequence or infinite sequence. Number 1. The sequence 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and so on. Number 2. The sequence 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. Number 3. The set containing counting numbers. Number 4. The sequence of even numbers from 2 to 20. Number 5. The sequence of odd numbers divisible by 3. You can write your answers on your notebooks. Check your answers to the exercises with the key answers provided. Number 1. The sequence 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and so on is an infinite sequence. The ellipsis or the dot, dot, dot after 9 in the sequence means continuation, so it is a sequence that goes on forever. Number 2. The sequence 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10 is a finite sequence. Number 3. A sequence of counting numbers is an infinite sequence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Number 4. The sequence of even numbers from 2 to 20 is a finite sequence. And number 5. The sequence of odd numbers divisible by 3 is an infinite sequence. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, and so on. This goes on forever. You may refer to your learner's material in Math 10 or your textbook provided to you for more examples. For your evaluation, write your answers on your answer bank and write the solutions if possible. This has 2 parts. Part A, fill in the blanks. Write incomplete sentence. Number 1. Blank is a series of numbers which is written in a special order based on a definite rule. Number 2. Each number in a sequence is called a blank. Number 3. Blank sequence is a sequence which has no last term. Number 4. Blank sequence is a sequence which contain a last term. And number 5. In the sequence a sub 1, A sub 2, A sub 3, A sub 4, A sub 5, up to A sub n. The third term is blank. Supply the missing word and write the completed sentence in your answer bank. Part B, matching type. Provided in column A are the general rules of a sequence, whereas in column B are the first three terms of a sequence. Match the corresponding general rules to its first three terms. It is encouraged to write its solutions in your answer bank. Column A, number 1, A sub n equals n plus 5. Number 2, A sub n equals 4n minus 1. Number 3, A sub n equals 2n squared. Number 4, A sub n equals 5 minus 2n. Number 5, A sub n equals 3 minus 5n. Column B. Letter A, the sequence 3, 7, 11. Letter B, the sequence -2, -7, -12. Letter C, the sequence 2, 8, 18. Letter D, the sequence 6, 7, 8. Letter E, the sequence 3, 2, -2. Letter F, the sequence 3, 1, -1. Write the letter of your answer. Enjoy answering! If you have questions, feel free to ask your teacher. Good luck and God bless!